Today I'll be speaking to well-versed makeup artist and Forbes Under 30's very own, the gorgeous Bernicia Boateng. Hi, babe.
Hey, boo.
You look gorgeous.
Amazing.
And do you know, like, I knew I was going to be the makeup artist today, so I was like, let me spice up my makeup just a little bit.
For me,
Keep it cute for
because
you.
you know you're like literally always perfect.
Excuse me.
I was shook. I was coming here like, wait, I'm meeting up with Wunmi Bello. I need to be like, I need to level
That's
up,
how I
sis.
felt. I was like, I'm here with like the queen of slay. So I was like, you know what? Let me give you like a bit of shimmer.
Honey, you're
I did, like,
giving
a
me,
little
you're
bit
giving me glow. I'm seeing like the light bouncing off your face.
Yeah,
like,
that was the mood because that's what you do. Should we get a drink?
Yeah.
Ruby, how are you feeling about our conversation?
I'm excited.
Excited.
I know that it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be very intense.
See,
I
I'm
know you
normally
have a
nervous
lot.
in these types of situations,
Really? But
but
you're
like,
not.
because it's you, your vibe, her vibe's everything, guys. Like, I don't know if you can feel it through the camera, but she a real one.
Here you go, babe.
Thank you, B.
Thank you very much. Cheers, darling.
Cheers.
Oh god. Okay, one more cheers. Then we can go sit down.
Clank, clank.
Clank, clank. How are you feeling? Because I definitely feel a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I've had a lot of coffee Patron. That's
It's
all
been
I'm
like,
gonna
what is
say.
it, 3 now?
It's 3, and
It's
even
3.
these like little sips. And I ain't eaten too much today, so
You know it's about to
feeling
like
it.
be real peak. So let's do this. Let's get into.
You know one thing about drinking?
Go on, tell me, hit me.
You get the real tea when you drink it.
And this is why we're doing this, because I'm trying to know you.
Listen, don't listen to no one that says, yeah, blame it on the alcohol.
Don't blame it, because that's the real
Bull,
you.
that's the real you.
That's who you are.
Say
Embrace
it with your
it.
chest.
Love it. So that's why I want to know, right?
Right.
I want to go back to you as a child, because I feel
we're
like
diving
anybody,
right
we're
in,
diving right
okay.
in straight away. Do you know why? Because I always feel like anybody who's successful in their craft and they're really, really, really going for it, they must have had some sort of connection to what they're doing as of right now. So I want to ask you, with what you do with makeup, growing up, have you always had some sort of connection with makeup? What was your relationship like with makeup growing up?
I feel like my relationship with makeup, it stems from many different things.
Okay, tell me about them.
The first thing I can remember is
Yeah.
my mum. And I've said this like in every time I've been asked about
Yeah.
why I'm a makeup artist or why I love it. My mum is like that typical Ghanaian African auntie who just loves to groom herself.
Love
I remember
it.
being as young as like 8 years old, coming down the stairs and just literally seeing my mum like no matter what,
Yeah.
before she goes to work, before she goes to church, friend's house, whatever, that beat was on.
Oof.
You know, back then there was no contour on her.
Yes.
She was applying that blusher with
Oh, with strength.
all of her chest.
With strength.
So to me, it's like, and I would see my mum as soon as she's done with her makeup, she'd
Yeah.
get her perfume and she'd be spraying it.
Oh, I love
my mum
it.
loves to groom herself, and I think
love
for
it.
me, it's just like it's a part of being a woman.
I
You
love
cook,
it.
you clean, and you look lit.
And make,
AF.
so with like, you know, because in the African culture, when your daughter or your son, anybody goes into, you know, dives into that creative field, it's always a, oh my god, like, are you sure? Like, so did you have that experience with your parents?
See, that was the thing. My mum knew I loved makeup,
Yeah.
and she loved makeup, but she didn't see it as a job. It wasn't a craft. It's not a career. This is a hobby. This is something you do before you go to work.
Yeah.
It isn't the work. That was my mum's whole thing about it, and my dad as well. But I think, you know, it took a minute to make my parents really see that, wow, that this is something I'm not gonna let go of. I remember being like 19, 18.
Yeah.
How old are you 2nd year of college when you're going to uni?
Second year college, I would say 19.
You're like
Yeah, 19.
17?
18.
I feel like I was 17.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people shaking their heads. Am I wrong? 19.
Nah, sis.
18.
19, I was getting lit in a uni rave. What are you talking
Second year
about?
of college.
I was twerking in a uni rave at 19.
Bloody hell, I don't know. Maybe I did college twice. 17? Whatever age.
I feel like I was like, okay, let's say we were 17,
Cool,
right?
17. It's gonna be like,
Okay, so I was 17. And I said to my mom, I don't want to go to uni. Like, I want to be a makeup artist. I want to get a job at MAC, and I'm just going to live at MAC for the rest of my life.
You actually said it.
My mum, I think she could have. I don't even know what words to describe how the lady was feeling. She felt sick. She was like, what's the meaning of what you're saying? You're going to uni?
No.
So yeah, I just remember her being like, I don't care, you're going through clearance. Like, I hardly applied for unis.
Wow.
I didn't even, like, everyone was like, in school,
Yeah,
on their break times, doing their UCAS, all of this. I was
You were
like,
like,
me,
I don't
I've got
have
my
time for
job
this.
in Mac. What's my own? Like, I'm not
Wow.
going.
And you were happy with that?
I was set because the thing is, I always knew what I wanted to do. I always knew that I loved makeup. I always knew that I wanted to meet new people. I wanted to like make women feel great about themselves. It's always been a passion.
Yeah.
But I had to suppress it. So anyway, I went home and I said to my mum, I don't want to go uni.
Okay.
She didn't have it. My dad was like, definitely not. So you will be going through clearance. And I got into DMU.
Did you go?
Yeah. I went and it was the best time of my life and I don't regret it.
So you went to uni knowing that you don't want to actually be there. How was that experience? Like, you actually spent the 3 years at university doing the work. How did you feel?
I personally believe, right, that the journey that God puts you on is literally how it's meant to be. So I got to uni and I remember like Leicester, it's not like London where there's like Westfield and Stratford, there's 10, 20 malls all over London. Yeah. Like Leicester has one mall. So I remember the first day I got to uni, I was like, oh, I don't want to be here, fuck this man. Like, let me go and see what shopping destinations they have. So
shopping, of course, yeah, let's do it.
Let's go see how I'm gonna spend this, what was it that we used to get?
Student loan.
Our grants and all that.
Yeah.
So first place I went, it was a mall called High Cross.
Okay.
And it's in Leicester.
Yeah.
The first thing I saw was a Debenhams.
Okay.
Inside the Debenhams, the first counter, as soon as you walk in, was a MAC counter.
Oh, hello.
And I was like, oh my God.
I'm home.
Literally. So for my first term, every day after my lectures, I was going to High Cross, right?
Really?
Every day, like, where I studied business. Yeah. So kind of came into play, you know, the whole business thing. But I studied business and our business department wasn't too far from where the mall is. Yeah. So literally I'd go to the mall and always go into Mac. So one day, Sophie's her name, the manager, she was like, you're here every day. Like, it was coming up, you start uni and you go in, I think we started in October. Yeah. So it was a couple of months until Christmas and she was like, you need to come in and be our Christmas temp.
What? So wait, you didn't even apply, as in the lady Sophie.
They said you're so thirsty for the job.
Wow. She said you need to be fed.
She was like, do you want to be fed?
Wow.
Because at this moment in time, like,
you look hungry.
We're gonna give you a job.
Oh, wow. That is amazing.
Literally, I was like, oh my God, all my, my prayers have been answered. From Christmas temp, they took me on permanent after Christmas.
So wait, hold on, let's just stop. Hold on, I need to dissect this a little bit more.
Yeah.
So you walked into Mac every single day?
Literally, maybe 3-4 times a week.
Basically every day?
Yeah.
Not applying, the lady approached you and said to you, excuse me.
She's like, you're here all the time, and that's the thing. In uni back then, no one was doing like building brows, no one was concealing their brows. I wasn't concealing my brows. I was, blending out my eyeshadow seamlessly in 2009. I'm telling you, it was like, it was unheard of. So back then it was like, you're the makeup girl at uni. I remember like people coming to my room and I'm doing their makeup for parties. Ask all my best friends, like literally, I was the uni campus makeup artist.
So did you take the job when Sophie gave it to you?
I took it that day. I said, can I start today? I want to start now.
No!
I'm not going to my next lecture. I'm starting the job now. I'm not going home.
So did you? Did you start that day?
No. I probably started like 2 weeks later. Okay. And so I spent my first Christmas at uni. Yeah. I made my little sister come with me. Oh, wow. And we stayed in Leicester during Christmas. So we had Christmas Day. And literally, the morning of Boxing Day, we went down to Leicester.
You know, most people are like craving to go home, Christmas, all that great stuff. You're like, nah, I'm going to stay in Leicester for work.
No, I stayed in Leicester for work. And I dragged my sister Lisa. Hang tight, Lisa. Like, thanks, sis. She came with me and we did that first Christmas in Leicester, and I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. But for me, it was like that little bit of hope that I needed. Wow. It made me feel like no matter where I was always going to reach my goal. Amen. So I didn't want to go to uni. That was never a part of the plan. But when I got like before I went to uni, I thought I knew it all. I was like, I love makeup. I know what to do. I'm watching Tiana Taylor at the time was the only girl that I knew that had a makeup video, and I'd watched them practice.
Wait, she had a makeup video?
Back then, she was
Tiana
like,
Taylor, as in.
Listen, she's the one that taught me how to clean my eyebrows with concealer.
Up. Was she not like a super tomboy back then?
She was a tomboy, but she was cleaning her eyebrows with concealer. And that was where I got the idea of like, I'm going to clean my eyebrows. 2009. No words of a lie. So anywho, we did that. Yeah. And like it was just the start of building myself up as an artist.
So when you left university, what was your next steps after that?
So I left uni. Yeah. What did I do next? Oh my God, Wunmi, what a hard question. This is many years ago.
I need to know, because I need to know
like,
what were the steps. Because look where we are today.
Okay, cool. So I left uni.
Yeah.
And then I got a job working for Tom Ford.
For makeup?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was on the first beauty team at Tom Ford. Tom Ford initially, as you all know, like he's a fashion designer.
Yeah.
And he branched into fragrance, and then he launched lipsticks. After he launched lipsticks, he decided to launch like a whole line of makeup.
Yeah.
Foundations, blushes, powders, lipsticks, you name it, he had it. And they launched it in Harvey Nichols, Knightsbridge. So I remember at the time I was still working for MAC. So when I did MAC at uni, they transferred me into a MAC in London. But yeah, so I worked in Stratford.
Yeah.
Olympic Park had just opened. This was 2012.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, you know, I love money. That's me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I love a coin. I love a check.
I do.
So I was like, okay, cool. Like MAC pays all right.
Yeah.
But Tom Ford, you getting this Tom Ford money.
They must make more.
The amazing thing about it is Tom Ford is under Estee Lauder. So MAC's under Estee Lauder. Tom Ford's under Estee Lauder, and I was like, you know what, I just want to apply for the job and see what happens. I got the role, and I literally started. So for the first 2.5 years, 3 years after uni, I worked for Tom Ford.
So how was that conversation with your parents, from them going from you're going to uni, this makeup thing is a joke, you're not doing that, to you coming out of uni and going to work for Tom Ford and doing the makeup thing?
My mum and dad know me. They've got 3 kids, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm hard-headed. I'm like, I know what I want,
okay,
and I'm not deviating from that. So I know, like, okay, cool, you're telling me I'm not, I went to uni, I got you the picture, you can show your girls the pics, but I'm doing my makeup, that's the end.
Wow.
So my mum was just like, so you still want to do this makeup thing?
Wow.
And in Tom Ford, you got a decent salary, so I came home and I was like, this is my salary pool. And my mum was like, okay, I can
You're doing your thing.
I can dig that,
okay,
that's cute and whatever. So
that's crazy.
yeah, we were cool, and we were working on commission. So I was selling all the perfumes,
wow,
all the makeup, getting a little, you know, little check at the end of the month.
At that point, were you like improving your makeup with all the various companies that you're working for? So with MAC and Tom Ford, did you feel like from working with MAC, your makeup skills improved when you started working for Tom Ford?
I feel like when I worked at MAC, my creativity improved, because MAC is all about, it's all races, all sexes, all ages. It's about, you go onto a MAC counter and you see someone with a bold shaved head, you see someone with green hair,
they're different.
You know, someone with crazy makeup. It's very like, be yourself, come as you are. And I think that taught me a lot about creativity, and it taught me so much about working on different types of people. It taught me a lot about like skin as well, just all different types of skin.
Do you know what's so funny about you mentioning that, right? Not to go off topic, but I remember I applied for MAC when I was like maybe like 17, really wanting the job and thinking I had it, and they told me, you know, they do like the little test and they like do someone's makeup, so they said they give you like a task, and I think mine was focus on skin. So obviously when I was young, I didn't really know focus on skin actually meant like cream, the base. I was like, oh, skin, foundation, concealer, and I did the whole full makeup, and the woman was like, you actually don't have the job, like you didn't do anything to do with skin. And I was like, well, okay, hee.
Honey, but look at you now, because you shining, honey.
Period.
That skin is glowing. I can see my whole face through your cheeks, boo. So
I'm so
they
dead.
definitely missed out on the
No,
gem.
100%, but that's cool.
But that wasn't God's path for you, because look at you now, you shining, boo.
Exactly. But what I actually want to know from you is, I know when you first started, the influencer marketing scene, or just social media in general, wasn't as big as it is now, and I know that, you know, there must have been a moment when you jumped on there with the intention of building your brand and establishing your name for what you do. How was that process for you, and how have you found it changed over the years?
I'm slightly older than you, right? So
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's not much, but you know, in this day and age, 2 years counts for a lot.
No, I'm telling you, it's crazy.
If you're 1991 compared to you being 1994, there's a big jump, sis.
Big one.
In reality, it's only 3 years.
Yeah.
But in like the world of social media, so much happens in that gap of time. So I'll be honest with you, like when I came on Instagram, these younger girls were killing it. Like they just understood, they knew you know, they know how to put the filters and do the hashtags, and everything was just, I had to learn it. I had to literally like move with the time. But I feel like that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Like having a successful business and trying to stay current is about understanding what's happening now and keeping up with the trends, keeping up with what people are doing now. You've got to stay afloat.
Yeah.
Otherwise you'll start sinking. People will be like, no, this is dated. No one wants the old stuff. So I think for me it was just very much so about studying social
What's
media,
going on,
understanding first of all what my lane was, what did I want to represent,
Yeah.
and just doing it to the best of my ability.
So do you feel like you found your lane now? Because I feel like with you, what I always say this to you as well, like what I love about you is you just don't do makeup. There's this sense of like personality that you bring with it, where you feel you make every person who does their makeup feel involved, feel special in a way. So is that, and I know your mission statement is like correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like you want to help other women find their beauty through doing their makeup. So do you feel like that's part of like you finding your lane, or you figuring out what kind of standpoint you want to be as a makeup artist?
I just think that we're all beautiful. I think every woman is beautiful, but it's about understanding your beauty and understanding what you bring to the table. I feel like there's confidence in knowing who you are. There's that confidence, that assurance that you have in yourself when you know exactly who the F you are. Do you know what I mean? No one can come for you. And I think for me, I try and give women that confidence through makeup. So I feel like, you know, when you get your right foundation shade compared to when you was using that ashy grey colour, you just stand different.
Tell me
you just
about it,
sit
bro.
different. You're like,
Tell me about
this
it.
is me, I'm chocolate, boo. What's up?
Do you feel like you have a specific like makeup look? Because whenever you do someone's makeup, I feel like I can tell. They always have this like little glow. And I love that the colours, it's like the undertone. Like the undertone always seems to match like their perfect complexion. So do you feel like you have a look that is like your look?
I don't think I have a look because I feel like I can never kind of discredit the people who've given me, you know, kind of influence the kind of looks that I love. So I wouldn't say I have a look, but I have what my finish or like how I want my work to look.
What is that finish for you?
For me, it's just like you, like it's an enhancement of who you are. Makeup shouldn't transform you completely. It should just enhance what you've already got going on. So for me, it's like, you know, perfecting you slightly.
Yeah.
Like if you've got darker under eyes, making sure that that's like seamless and it's all one tone and it matches your skin. So it's very natural, it's very glowy, it's very dewy. Like I feel like skin is meant to glow. When you're wearing no makeup and you just cream your face, have you seen that gleam you've got over your face? That's how you should look with makeup on. 100%. Just a little bit more like...
Just a little bit, a better version of yourself.
You should look like an enhanced, perfected version of your natural self.
That's the word.
I'm not trying to make anybody look like a completely different person because how can I say to you, you're beautiful if I'm making you look like... You came as Eve and I make you look like Adam. What's up with that? That ain't cute.
That's the whole transformation. I'm so dead.
Cute.
But you talk about establishing your lane and wanting to make sure that you stay within the trend that's going on. You did something quite different that I hadn't seen before in the UK scene anyway. You built a makeup studio. Who does that? Why did you do? What made you want to do that? Because it's, firstly, for anyone who hasn't been in that studio, it's so gorgeous.
Aww.
It's so gorgeous. But what made you want to actually build that?
I feel like I'm obsessed, I'm obsessed with the idea of getting ready with my girls.
Okay.
And when I think of my happy place, I think of like me and my girls drinking some wine, drinking a cocktail, getting dressed, borrowing each other's makeup, talking about guys, bitching about guys.
As you do.
And like, just, I almost feel like getting ready is the party before the party. Okay. I honestly enjoy grooming myself, and I think for me, BB Studios, like Bernicia Boateng Studios, is literally an extension of that. It's like you come with your girls. We've got 8 chairs in there.
So you welcome people to actually come with.
It's like a glam room. That's why we've got the curtains at the front. You can close it up, and it's just like you're in your bedroom with your girls. We've always got drinks. We've always got prosecco. We've always got wine. You're just drinking. You're getting ready. You're getting lit. It's the party before the party. For me, I get my best pictures before I go out. Because after the dance, I've just been like, you know, twerking the whole night. My weaver's coming on. No, I'm joking. Never. We keep it cute. We keep it classy. But you do look good, like once you've just freshly gotten ready. And that's what it is. It's a beauty room, and it's a safe place for makeup. Everyone's accepted. Like, you just come, you let loose, you enjoy yourself. Fun. Yeah, and that's what it's all about.
Do you feel like it's affected your place in the makeup industry?
Having a studio?
Yeah, like building your own studio.
I feel like no, it's created my own lane. For me, I've always felt like it's been so hard to get in. It's very hard to try and fit in.
Yeah.
So for me, it's about if you don't invite me onto your table, I'll create my own table. And for me, my studio, this is my shit.
Okay.
This is my table. This is my vision. This is how I see beauty. This is how I see creativity. This is my safe place. So that's what it was all about. And I think that's why I have Bernicia Boateng as a brand, and then Bernicia Boateng Studios is a completely different entity.
So, do you separate them then?
100%.
Why is that?
Because Bernicia Boateng's one brand. Bernicia Boateng Studios is, in Jesus' name, will become a chain of studios all over the world. Franchises, you want something, come franchise my business, boo. So, like, that's what we're trying to do out here. Like,
so did you see a growth in terms of new customers?
I'm not Bernicia Boateng Studios. I do 25 to 30% of our clientele. I have a whole team of girls.
Oh wait, so you actually have girls who work in the... Oh my gosh, you're a whole boss. Okay.
No, we have a whole team of girls. And literally they go out and they do mobile bookings, they do bookings in store, we do parties in there. It's everything. So I can't physically be in 20 places at once.
What's been one of your biggest struggles being a makeup artist? I know earlier when we were talking about, you know, when you go on dates with a guy and he says, oh, I'm an accountant or whatever, and you're like, I'm a makeup artist. What's been your worst experience when it comes to talking about what you do?
The funniest thing about being a makeup artist, right, is like, you go out and people literally feel like makeup artistry isn't a job. They almost look down on you. Like,
it's crazy,
I work in the city.
What do you do?
And I'm like, I'm a makeup artist. And they look at you like, rah, you're jobless. And I'm just like, Hanty.
Well,
there's a coin to be made. Beauty is probably one of the most thriving and consistent industries to be in.
Yes.
And in the age of social media where everything's about what you look like, beauty is number one. But I feel like, for me, I don't try and prove it to anyone. I don't need to prove to you that I'm booked too busy. Like, I'm just booked too busy, that's fine.
What keeps you going?
What keeps me going?
Yeah. Because you know why I'm asking? Because you just sound so like, I'm confident, I know I'm the shit, I don't care. So what gives you that level of confidence?
I just feel like I'm just happy. Like, I'm doing what I love.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not in competition with anyone.
Okay.
I don't look at anyone and I don't judge myself based on what is this girl doing or how popping is she or how good is her makeup. It's just that I'm doing what I love.
What got you there though? Like, what got you to feeling like I'm doing what I love? Because I know it's not something that everybody establishes as soon as they wake up in the morning. Like, oh, I'm doing what I love, I don't care, blah 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 blah. What got you to that point? Was it? Did you have a moment in your life where you were like, do you know what? I'm gonna work on me. I'm gonna focus on me, and then the groundwork is gonna, you know, speak for itself.
I think it's something that I've grown to become. I feel like when I started I feel like when I started doing makeup, I was in my late teens into my early 20s. And I think when you're at that age, you're so vulnerable. You're so like, I feel like with age comes wisdom. And with wisdom comes confidence because you know who you are. And I feel like the more I understood who I was, the more I understood that I'm not in competition with anyone. I'm in my own lane. And the more I grow, the more experiences I have, the more things that I experience. I realise that if this isn't a race, it's a marathon. And
let
so,
them know, boy.
You know, we're all in our own lane. We're doing what we're doing. And for me, it's like me being a young black woman, having my own business, a successful business at that. All I want to do is
a successful business at that, just in case you didn't hear.
I feel like, no, but it's also what you deem as success. I'm not saying like I'm Topshop or I'm Selfridges,
but you
I'm
are.
Not. But for me, if someone wants to book me, that makes me successful. So it's where you place your success. I'm still on a journey, I'm still growing. I'm always going to want more than what I currently have. But I want to inspire. It's bigger than me. This journey I'm on is bigger than me. It's for the girls from my area, from my hood, who feel like, you know, there's no way out, or they've got to go and be, you know, go and have a job that they don't want to do. It's just to prove to them that your creativity, who you are, will get you to wherever you want to be.
So. I feel like you're so yourself online, and I think that's what separates you so much from a lot of makeup artists I see. So do you recently went, I feel like, firstly, 2019, you did so much. Let's just talk about every brand that you work for, or some of the brands that you work for.
God.
You work for Glamour UK, MTV. You did like a whole show with MTV, which was crazy. Did some jobs for Red Bull. You did something for Fenty Beauty. And all of those things just not only required you to, you know, showcase your talent as a makeup artist, but it also allows you to be yourself. So would you say that you're only a makeup artist, or do you see yourself going into other industries? Because that's what I see.
First of all, I just think last year was mad.
Last year was, every other day I'll click on your story and I'm like, what the hell is going on? This girl
Last
is
year
like
was mad.
exploding.
God is amazing.
God is absolutely amazing.
And I think it's just timing, isn't it? Like, everyone has their time. And I feel like, yeah, last year was the start of me really embarking on a whole nother journey. And I think for me, what I realized last year, 2019, was that, like, you know, I'm not limited to just being a makeup artist. That's not all I am. You can be everything. Like, for me, I see you and I think you're so gorgeous.
Stop.
You're like a blogger, I don't know. You're like Instagram girl. You're like a presenter. You're confident. You're all these things.
Yeah.
But you're not in one box.
Yeah.
Who is to say that you can only be that girl on Instagram and that's all you're gonna do? Just tag pictures of brands. There's no one to say that. You're sitting here right now. You're creating your own lane.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, last year, that's what it was all about. It was like God really showed me, like, you're a makeup artist, but you're so much more than that. You can get on camera and do interviews. You can present.
Yeah.
You can be funny. You can be yourself. And I feel like, yeah, that's literally what it was. And hopefully this year we just unveil even more sides of who I am and more industries to tap into.
What do you see for yourself, like 2020? Like, what do you just seem like you're going to be glowing and glowing in every department that you touch.
2020, I just hope that I can solidify my brand even more.
Yeah.
Grow my brand even more.
Yeah.
Hopefully get more people on my team. And when I say get more people on my team, is get more girls who are interested in makeup or are inspired by my journey.
Yeah.
Help them to do the things that I'm doing, and hopefully someone can help me do the things that they're doing.
Yeah.
So just grow and just do really well.
I feel like right now you're at a really, really good point. But what I want to know is, you know, for anybody who wants to be a makeup artist or who wants to step out of their comfort zone and do something in the creative industry, what they would really want to know is, did you ever have a moment where you just felt like, I can't do this anymore?
100%.
And you just wanted to give up? And what was the transition from going from that point to where you are now?
Well, first of all, number one, like, confidence has a lot to do with it, and I haven't always been a confident person. I haven't always been someone who's felt beautiful or who's felt like my look is the look. Like, I've never always, like, literally never always felt confident. I feel like 2019, me and my girls always call it a big diet. Like, I remember just starting the year off and thinking, you know what, I had like a bad breakup in 2018 and it was a big thing. And
how
like,
long
I was like 4 years.
Jeez.
So I remember like being like, you know what, this year, it's a new me. Like, I want to hit the gym. I want to look the best I've ever looked. I want to like start this year on a positive note. And I kept that up for the whole year.
Wow.
And I think it's all about looking at yourself and seeing, what's my glow up going to be? You always have to level up. You always have to like look at yourself, and you might even be happy where you are now, but there's a level above. There's always a level above. So just always look for like, all right, there's a little gap there. We can kind of fill that up and do it even better, and just literally go with that vibe.
You recently spoke, I think, was it Good Morning?
Yeah, we did Good Morning Britain.
I remember, but there was one where you spoke about the influencer marketing scene.
That was Channel 5.
How did you find that conversation? Because I feel like I can also identify you as someone who is an influencer, definitely. So how do you find that community and being labelled as that? Do you have an issue with it at all?
100% not.
Yeah.
I just feel like the more labels, the better. Honey,
Give me all the labels.
give me all the
I'm
labels.
collecting them
I'll
all.
take it. If you want to call me an influencer, that's up to
Do
you.
your thing.
I just feel like, you know, being an influencer is lucrative.
Yeah.
It makes sense. You're helping another brand.
Yes.
You're building your own brand.
Yes.
So for me, I try my best not to like think too deep into what does this title mean, because once upon a time it was frowned upon to be a makeup artist. Now, had I let that people
Affect you,
frown upon me like stop me or be like, oh, I want to be a lawyer because it's not frowned upon, then I'd be a lawyer and I wouldn't be who I am now, and I wouldn't be living my truth. I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, call me an influencer if you want. You can call me a presenter. You can call me a makeup artist. Whatever it is you want to call me, I'm down. As long as we get in there check though.
What's been in terms of everything that you did in 2019? Who was the one brand or company that you worked for that you were just like, is this my life? Like, am I actually doing this right now?
Fenty Beauty.
Really? You
When
did a
my
masterclass,
queen,
right?
Rihanna.
Wait, Rihanna came?
No, Rihanna didn't.
Oh, okay, I was about to
But
vomit.
when her brand
Yes.
were like, honey, we want to do a collaboration with you.
Wow,
We
they
want
reached
to,
out to you.
No, I reached out to them.
Wait, hold on. Let's break this down.
You don't ask, you don't
So
get
wait. So you what made you even want to reach out to them? What was your intention with that?
Okay, so BB Studios, like I said, it's all about like the normal woman, right? And it's about knowing how to do yourself up. And I feel like with every brand has their identity.
Yeah.
Every brand has how you can have a Fenty face or you can have a MAC face. You can see a girl and know when she's wearing a full face of MAC.
Yeah.
You can see a girl and know when she's wearing a full face of, I don't know, like Laura Mercier, because it's barely there. It's natural, it's gorgeous.
Oh, I mean.
So I just wanted girls to understand what the Fenty brand is all about. And for me, Fenty Beauty did something for black women and for women of colour that no other brand has ever done. They made 40 odd colours for women of colour. So I feel like it was just always something that I just wanted to do. So I got my manager to like call her at Fenty and just like reach out, pitch the idea to them. They actually came to us and they were like, oh, do you want us to send you a PR package and maybe we can do a collab that way? But we were like, we got something better.
Okay.
We want to do a masterclass with you. And literally, like I say to everyone, you don't ask, you don't get. They took us up on their offer. We still got a great relationship with them now. And it's a beautiful thing.
That is so amazing.
Yeah.
How many other brands have you like reached out to in the past? And do you feel like that's a great way of doing things?
I feel like you can reach out to brands if you've got something that you feel like worthwhile and that will add value on both parties. Then why not? 100% go for it.
How was that experience for you? Knowing that Fenty Beauty is behind your brand.
It was amazing. It was a really, really, really beautiful feeling. It's like we've worked with loads of big brands. But to work with like a black owned brand and to work with a brand that's been standing up for us from the minute they started. That stands up for everyone. Like Rihanna's had people in her campaign who are disabled, who have like skin conditions and everything. She's just so loving, has such a big heart that it was amazing.
Wow. How are the team, the Fenty Beauty team?
They're amazing. They're so nice. Everyone's lovely.
Who else have you worked with brand-wise that you were just like,
okay, who have I worked with brand-wise?
Like I saw when I saw the Glamour UK video, I was just like,
I couldn't believe that.
Like, this is Glamour UK. Excuse me.
I couldn't believe that. Like that was.
How did that come about?
They reached out and they said they were doing a campaign for Black History Month.
Oh yeah.
And it was just about being a woman of colour.
Yes.
How do I feel? Because I was the only makeup artist that was on the campaign.
Yeah.
And they just kind of asked like, you know, what's your journey been? And how do you feel like makeup's being represented for black women, that kind of thing.
And what is that? What was your answer to that?
What did I say? I can't remember word for word.
Truthfully, how do you feel now? Like the representation of black women in beauty?
I would be lying if I said that we're not represented at all, because I definitely feel like there's a lane for black women.
Yeah.
However, my fear when it comes to that whole thing is that, are we a trend? We're popping right now.
Are we? That question.
We are, because that's the thing. I feel like with black people, we are human beings. We're not a fashion statement. We're not a trend.
Yeah.
So is this something that you guys are doing because you know we love makeup? Is it something that you guys are doing because you think being dark skinned, like you know, chocolate, all of this, is it just cool? I don't want to just be cool. I want to be, you know, accepted fully. And like 10 years from now, I want my children to feel like they're just as accepted as we feel in this moment.
Interesting you said that, because I don't know if you saw, there was a period where maybe like 2 months ago, where that picture of an influencer went viral. She did a campaign or Pretty Little Thing. Sandra.
Yeah.
Was it Sandra?
Sandra Lambeck.
Yeah. And as a makeup artist, seeing that work on her face not representing, you know, how she can really, really look, how do you feel about that?
I personally feel like there isn't enough black women on sets.
Okay.
More times when I go on a set, I'm the only black person, or I'm the only black makeup artist. I often have to like borrow the other white makeup artists like products, because they're like, oh, we didn't bring a darker foundation, do you have something? And it's like, why did you not think to add us into your kit? Like why did you not think like we're gonna need a darker foundation? Like it's just not great. It's something that I feel like on that side of things there's still a lot of development that needs to happen.
Do you feel like it's part of, with your mission statement being to show women the beauty, you know, in themselves through makeup, do you feel like that's something that you want to stand behind and actually help progress?
100%. I feel like that's what the brand is all about. Like when I'm saying that this industry and what I'm doing is bigger than me.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's because we really need to make our mark.
Yeah,
like
man.
we need to everyone to understand that it's just as important. If you have a woman of color on set, you should have a hairstylist that's black, or or makeup artist that's black. Whoever it is, we understand our faces, our skin more than anyone else because it's us. Do you get what I mean? So it's hard, it's frustrating, but it's slowly changing. It's getting there, slowly but surely.
What is the one thing that you want out of like this year?
This year, work-wise,
Yeah.
I would really, really, really love to... Okay, this is a hard question because sometimes I feel like I don't like saying my heart's desires. I don't like to jinx it because I feel like it's definitely going to happen. But in all honesty, I just think I want my brand to be bigger.
What is bigger? What scale are we? How big are we talking?
Huge.
Yes.
I want to be up there.
Yes.
I wanna be
Your
in
brand
Hollywood.
as BB Studio, or your brand as you?
Me.
Okay.
Because I am a part of BB Studios. If I grow, it grows. So for me, as long as the Bernicia Boateng brand is understood, is well accepted, to have loads of women trust what I do and know that I'm for them, that's all I would want, really.
I freaking love that. I feel like on that we need to cheers because that was amazing.
Clank, clank,
Clink,
clank.
clink.
Yay! It's a wrap.